Okay. I think that did it. So this is the new link. Um, all right. Look at those green trees back there. Is that not gorgeous? All right. If you don't mind, let me go on here and well, I don't know what I should do. I think I'll just leave it. So if you're coming over here from, I need my phosphorus. It's been a morning. If you're coming over here from the first link that I gave you, my apologies because I just don't know. I mean, technology is a booger to me. I don't love it. Okay. We're trying to figure out technology. I got a friend helping me. Okay. Anyway, what I did was, excuse me a minute. Let me take this for my cough. Sorry. All right. Yes, technology. Just give it one little minute because I know I confused people. The good thing is, it'll be live after, public after the fact. I'm going to go ahead and start talking because this will be public after the fact. So the problem was, I just spilled water on myself. So the problem was with the first link, I set it up on my phone because I knew we would be foraging in my friend's yard, and I knew I'd have to use this, and then it wouldn't show up on my laptop, YouTube. Oh my word, I couldn't get it to work. I spent 15 minutes trying to find it, and I didn't. So that's why we have a new link. Sorry for the confusion. So today, welcome to Lunch Live. I'm Miss Katie with Heritage Ways. And here we like to honor home, celebrate heritage, and spread hope. So if you're new, this is as much light as I can get in today. So just hope you can see me and I hope you can hear me. Good morning to Miss Barbara and to Tonya and to everybody else who is on. These are two sweet friends of ours. They support us in multiple ways, and we're so thankful, and I'm thankful to have them as moderators when and if they choose to do that. So thanks to everybody. So today we were supposed to be foraging in Sis's yard, and her name's Tiffany, but I call her Sis because when we met, we had so much in common, and I didn't already have someone that I called Sis because I call my sister Girl. And so I call Tiffany, excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm not going to do this all the way through. I've got lemon in my water and I just took phosphorus. The funny thing is, I don't do this unless I'm talking like on a video or public speaking, which is weird. There's a homeopathic remedy for that. And that's what we're here to talk about. But anyway, back to Sis. We had planned to forage in her yard today. And yesterday, Mr. Patient. Oh, Renee Doherty. Oh, bless your heart. I just love and miss you, sweet friend. I haven't heard from you in forever. It's so wonderful to hear from you. Oh, good. Okay. I need to quit chatting because we've got to get done on time today, and that's hard for Miss Katie. So yesterday, Mr. Patient said, it's going to thunderstorm all day tomorrow. And it didn't sink in at first until I said, I'm supposed to do my live in Sis's yard. So we had to make a decision. And I texted Sis, and yesterday was a full production day for me. I was making 2 long cooking videos, and it literally took me the whole day to get ready and to make them and to, it was a long day. So I texted her and I said, what about the weather tomorrow? And she said, right now I'm in the middle of cooking this and that. That's why I love her. We're just so much alike. And she said, can you figure out, she said, I've already taken pictures for folks to see of things in my yard. She said, can you figure out if we can Zoom and then you can turn that into a YouTube video? So I got on the phone with my sister, whom I call Girl, like I just said. And I said, can you help me? And sure enough, it works. So Sis and I are going to Zoom. And then I'm going to turn that into a YouTube video, Lord willing, 2 weeks from today. But we had to make a choice. And it turns out, look at the weather. I mean, it's not sunny, but it's not storming like it was supposed to. And can we just stop and look at these green trees? I mean, God is so good. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Amen. Hello, Tina, from down the road, kind of, sort of. Amen. Now, just like Sis and I made a choice, and we thought it was the best choice at the time, based on the information that we had. We thought it was going to thunderstorm, and we didn't want to make plans to be in her yard. And I had to decide and let y'all know. Just like we did that, it's the same with homeopathy. I was thinking this morning. Now, homeopathy is, for me, and I've heard the experts say, that it's about making the best choice you can with the best remedy you can. And if that doesn't work, you go to the next one. Okay? Allopathic doctors, which are medical doctors, you got allopathy, you got homeopathy. Allopathic doctors they do the same. I mean, really, they do. How many times have they said to you, well, we'll try this med, and if it doesn't work, or we'll try this blood pressure medicine, and if it doesn't work, or we'll try this so-and-so medicine, or this antidepressant, or this whatever, and they keep trying different ones. So they do the same thing. So don't be deceived that just because something doesn't work for you, the whole school of medicine doesn't work. For example, if one blood pressure medicine doesn't work for you, that doesn't mean you should never use any prescription drugs. Now, a side note, I've never been on prescription drugs on a regular basis in my whole life. Mr. Patient is, unfortunately, but I never have. I don't love the idea of prescription drugs, but I'm not anti-medicine. I'm not anti-doctors. I'm not anti-allopathic medicine. But just the same premise is, just because one, this is allium, this will be used for allergies. Just because one remedy doesn't work doesn't mean, it doesn't work for me, I'll throw them all away. That's nonsense. I need to turn my fan on. When I'm recording, I have to turn my air conditioner off. It's hot and stuffy. If you excuse me, let me turn my fan on, please. Okay. I know that's a hum in the background, but I might melt. Mr. Patient says I'm made of sugar. He doesn't say that. I'm kidding. He really doesn't say that. And it might blow me. We're going to have to be distracted by the blowing because Miss Katie's going to melt. There. Okay. It's not oscillating. But just because one remedy doesn't work doesn't mean homeopathy is garbage. Now, I want you today to ask me questions. And while and that's based on the fact of I have shared homeopathy and our love for with homeopathy for months with y'all. I've mentioned it several times and y'all have had so many questions. This is the time to ask the questions, but please remember, I'm not here to diagnose or treat. I'm not here to tell you what to do or tell you what to take. I'm not qualified. I'm not an allopathic doctor. I'm not a homeopathic practitioner or doctor. I have, well, I'll tell you our resources here in a little bit, but I'm not qualified. This is not medical advice. This is for information and education. Okay. So, since I had to redo this link, when this is over, I'm going to put all my links and my disclaimers and everything down in the description box, but that's not there right now. All right. I'm just going to show you some things and I'm going to answer your questions as long as I'm not diagnosing or treating you. because I'm not qualified. I shared with you last Wednesday about the, do y'all remember headache pills? Even Little Music Man, we had a spontaneous appearance from him, and he gave you a testimony for these. So if you can't take a testimony from a 9-year-old, then I don't know. I don't know what to do with you. Hey, there's my new friend, Miss Vera. I love hearing from her. Hey, Tina. So right now you're thinking of your questions regarding homeopathy, and then I'm going to just, if you don't have questions, I'm going to randomly pull out of here and tell you what we use them for. Actually, I'm going to tell you how we decide what to use. Now, I don't have my piece of paper that I need. I'm going to go get it. I apologize. We've had a rough morning with one of our special needs kids. So if I look flushed, I have a reason to. If you'll get your questions ready, let me go get that sheet of paper that I need in my bedroom, from my bedroom. Okay. Welcome, everyone. We're asking questions about homeopathy, and we were reminded that Miss Katie is not an expert, and I'm not giving medical advice. All right. While I'm waiting on your questions, I'm going to tell you four resources that I use to know what homeopathic remedies to take. My goodness, I didn't get my things out of the cabinet. I'm not going to get up again because that's surely distracting, but I'm going to show you an app. Then I'm going to tell you two other things that I use. If I can find it. Here we go. You've probably seen, and you've probably even used a homeopathic remedy. You know, like if you've used that, I never can pronounce it, that oscillo something. Yeah, I can't pronounce it. I don't remember. It's in the little tubes, and it's for flu-like symptoms. And you put the whole thing under your tongue. That's a homeopathic remedy. They sell it at Walmart. They sell it at Walgreens. They sell it at Kroger. They sell it everywhere. Cold calm. You've probably already used, good morning, Miss Dan. You've probably already used homeopathic remedies. What I'm going to show you are 3 ways that we know how to use them. And we've been using these for 4 years, maybe, with success. I have some great success stories to share with you that I'm not going to share today. But we don't have medical insurance at this time. We did, and we will again. But we pray a lot, and we trust the Lord, which I'm sure He's not upset about. You know what I mean? But we use, you know, we go to these remedies, and these things have cured. We got a missing remedy. I mean, the Lord has used these things to cure all sorts of issues. First thing I go to, not in any order, this actually in the first thing, my first go-to, but it's in my hand. It's an app, and it's put out by this company, B-O, and then the word iron. If you don't have a pencil, write it down. Y'all give a thumbs up too. B-O-I-R-O-N, Boiron. Okay, is the name of the company. You can't see it, maybe. All right. So this is an app you can get on your phone. It's a free app. Boiron. Okay. It's called Medicine Finder. We'll talk about that in a minute, Tina, but I'm struggling with that myself. It's actually can be caused from liver problems. We'll talk about that in a minute. Anyway, so the app, and then if I want to find something to take, I don't use this as much now because, once you've done this over and over for 4 years and more, you kind of, like anything, it's second nature and you kind of learn. So let's see, find medicines, and then it'll take you to a category. Obviously, these are just for their products, but their products are awesome and not expensive if you're buying one at a time. Let's go. Cold and flu. Okay. And you click on your most prominent complaint. Let's click on cough. Let's click on dry cough, which is what I have. You just keep clicking. Worse when speaking. Okay, just keep clicking. And then it gives you the products that they sell. There's their cough syrup, and we have that. Remember, I told you last week, we don't have any over-the-counter drugs on board. I mean, if somebody came to rob us of our over-the-counter drugs, they'd be poor because we have nothing. No Tylenol, no Motrin, no ibuprofen, no nothing. Right? Then you can scroll down, and it also tells Bryonia. I didn't say that right. Bryonia. Okay. And then it gives you a little description and also tells you how to take it. Like, this is super, and that's the only choice. Maybe I ought to start taking that instead of my phosphorus, because my phosphorus is good for cough, and it's helped me. Like when I've had to, it helped me. One time I remember I had it's for chest cough or chest congestion, and I took it one time, and I just I went through a season in life, or a season, like one winter, and I had this same cough that y'all hear me doing, and I took this. But the problem is I was taking it often, and how do I say this nicely? The outcome, like in the bathroom, was stinky. So think phosphorus. It was weird. So I don't mean to be rude, but it was an interesting outcome. But it worked. And I don't take that much anymore because it is a little offensive. But see, I've just learned something. So I might start the Bryonia for my dry cough that's worse when speaking. Okay? So that's how this app works. Now, here's my second resource of how we use the remedies. Okay? Okay, let me read Renee's. Oh, yes, there is. Also, let me say, we used to use all manner of OTC, over the counter. The Claritin, the Allegra, the Xy something, Xy something. And you just use what you know. You do the best you can with your knowledge. And here are things, like here is the Allium sepia. And this is for runny nose, cold, or hay fever. But this is not all it's for. Okay? So, for example, okay, I'm going to pause here. The comment is, wow, I've got nothing natural except turmeric, which is awesome. Awesome. Everything else is OTC or RX. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to say several things about that. Number one, all ages. These homeopathic remedies have been given to my baby grandchildren for teething. Chamomile. I'm not going to grab it, but camellia for teething. So, and remember, I'm no expert. Do your own research. But I will say, our family has used them at all ages. And even Mr. Patient has had, there's no contraindications with these things and the meds that he takes. Yes, we want him off the meds, but that's another story. You do the best you can. You just do the best you can. Okay, let me tell you this. This is something I picked up in the grocery store at Sprouts or one of those Whole Foods, type places. It was a microscopic thing that my 52-year-old eyes couldn't read. So sweet Mr. Patient enlarged this. This is a free little about that big, and I'm in Murfreesboro. So if you're in the or if you're at a whole Sprouts, that's where I got this. There's Sprouts all over the nation. But it's just a little piece of paper right next to all these remedies. And you just take the piece of paper home. It's free. This is how I got started. For example, let's look at, now this tells the remedy, and then this tells the indications, so really, or symptoms. And then this, or indications means what it's directed at, and here's the symptoms. I'm just going to pick a couple to give y'all an idea. Yes. Oh, that's another thing I was going to say. Now, for your convenience, if you want to buy some of these things, we do have, like I've got this in our Amazon influencer page. You can buy these through Amazon, and I would just ask if you wouldn't mind, if you're going to buy them anyway, if you would support our mission to spread hope and push back the darkness. We do have an Amazon link, and we do get a very small, 37 cents last month. But hey, let's get it up to $1, people. I'm joking, but I'm really not joking. It was 37 cents. And if y'all will just use our Amazon link for anything you want to purchase, it just gives us a small amount of commission for pushing business their way. So if you're going to order these things, I'd ask that you consider using our link. All right. If you don't have a Sprouts or a Whole Foods near you, you would probably have to order them online. And they're not, these are, I want to say they're $7.99 a piece. 250 tablets. Last you forever. Let's look at one of these. I'm just going to pick one. Phosphorus. Okay, we were talking about phosphorus. Let's keep talking about phosphorus. And this is how I learned, just one remedy at a time. I mean, now I know. You got a fever? Belladonna. You got muscle aches? Arnica. You got allergies? Allium. You got ate too much? Nux vomica. Some of these I don't know so fast. Oh, I've told you before about treating, what's it called? Well, strep throat and the ear stuff. Treated overnight, 2 boys, went from 102 fever, severe pain and swelling, treated them overnight. Next morning, they forgot that they were sick that night before. No lie. Gelsium, oh, I'm loving that for my stress headaches lately. I'm not kidding you that being a special needs mom, and we do not share everything on here, and I'm not going to. But I will tell you, everything might not always be as it seems when you look at people. And we're not lying or deceiving people. We're just not sharing our entire lives with the world. And I will tell you, sometimes life is hard living, mothering special needs children. So Gelsium has helped my headaches lately. That's what my body, what's the word? Like strives, calls for, needs, yearns for. This is for dull headache and flu, but it helps my headache. When I get those stress headaches right there, Gelsium. Okay, bioplasma is my favorite. It helps little people with tummy aches and headaches. Thank you for sharing that. Hello, Pam. Barbara, you and Grammy be safe on the road. Thanks for putting that link, Tonya. Thank you. I really appreciate that if you would share that link. Oh, Pam, you and I talked about that the other day on the comments. I remember that. Thank you for being here, Pam, and God bless you. It's not easy. Our children don't necessarily have physical special needs, but sometimes emotional special needs are just as trying. All right. Thanks for, Flexi. Look at that. Okay. Focus, Katie, focus. Phosphorus. All right. The indications, it says for nasal irritation, for colds, flu, wheezing, hoarseness, occasional sleeplessness, and anxiousness. Okay. Then it goes over here to the symptoms. And like I said, I just basically studied this paper and used this paper. This was my introduction to homeopathy. All right, phosphorus. Multi-purpose energy balancing remedy helps minimize profuse discharges following cuts. My paper's faded. Cuts or during menses. The effects of it helps the effects of anesthesia, helps achy cold and flu with racking, violent coughs, raw sore throats, tightness in the chest and vomiting, nervous fatigue, occasional sleeplessness, and singer's hoarseness. It can be most useful to fair-skinned, affectionate, energetic warriors who need regular food and rest. And that's interesting to me. Homeopathic remedies are, I don't know the verb here, are indicated for different types of people and personalities as well. It's very fascinating. I've read so many things that say, okay, the person who needs a lot of rest, or the person who likes to be in a room by himself, they need this remedy for flu, or so forth and so on. So it's very fascinating. It sounds complicated, but how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. And I am in love with homeopathy. Now, I'm in love with essential oils, which, by the way, I don't even think we'll have time to talk about. We'll just have to talk about that another time. If you want to know about this, well, we'll talk about that another time. I can't. I'm in love with essential oils, but homeopathy is my go-to. Essential oils are as well, but homeopathy is my go-to. And then I go to essential oils. Speaking of that, there are some things that kind of cancel out, forgive me for not knowing the correct words, the positive effects of homeopathy, and that would be caffeine or coffee. Things in the mint family, spearmint, peppermint. So like I wouldn't take peppermint and lemon and lavender, and the mixture of those are good for allergies, Renee. Whether it's inhaled, diffused, or some people don't like to ingest. We do ingest, but that's a matter of contention with some people. So we won't talk about that right now. It has gotten, ingesting those has gotten Mr. Patient off of all allergy meds for the past 10 or so years, ever since we lived in Lewisburg, Renee. And he used to take regular allergy meds. So anyway, that's for another discussion. But I wouldn't use peppermint, whether it's in my water or ingesting or rubbing it on, and use allium, okay? Because the peppermint can cancel out the effects of a homeopathic remedy. And just remember, I'm still learning. I learned, well, sidetrack, Katie. Let's go back to our paper, and then I'll tell you about 2 more ways I've learned. So, so one more. Say we go to, I don't know, just pick one. Bryonia, which is what that thing said I need for my cough. Bryonia. I've got it here somewhere, but I don't have to show it to you. It's for headaches. The indications are headaches, hangovers, colds, flu, minor joint and back pain, and worse with motion. Okay? And then it says, yes, we're going to talk about sleep, Tonya. Not today, but that's on my list of things. Excuse me while I interrupt myself. I do that often. Lower back pain. I've had a spinal fusion, by the way, so I can talk to you about some lower back pain. My spinal fusion surgery, and Renee, who's on here, remembers that because that was 2003 or 4. Best thing I ever did. I'm going to tell you that. We can talk in one whole session about spinal pain and back pain. I can talk to you about that. I'm just skimming. Oh, bye, Vera. Come back. It should be on after the fact. Okay. All right. We're going to go to, look at my time. Oh, okay. We're going to go to Bryonia because that's what the little app said I need to be taking for my cough. And honestly, I've been taking phosphorus. It says on here under the guiding symptoms or functions, it says a specialist, Bryonia is a specialist in pains and conditions that make you want to be motionless and alone in a quiet, dark place. It kind of sounds like a migraine too, doesn't it? Applications include symptoms of bursting headaches, migraines and hangovers. There, I just said it. Slow moving, deep body aching, colds or flu, plus lingering painful coughs, minor swollen, red, hot, sprained, or arthritic joints, plus stiff necks. I get that too because my neck is naturally fusing together, unfortunately, my chiropractor says. Excuse me. Minor whiplash and low back pains. So there you go. See, there's symptoms are worse with any motion and cause an irritable attitude. Reliable individuals who are driven to succeed may glean the most from Bryonia. So you see how it noted the personality? Isn't that fascinating? Let me just pause here and say, to God be the glory. I give him all the glory, and I get overwhelmed by his greatness and his goodness at the things he's provided for us. He's also provided the mental, the knowledge and the ability for people to make synthetic drugs and life-saving procedures. And I give him glory for that as well. He wants us to be healthy and strong and vivacious so we can serve him and love him and give him glory and worship him. All right, that is this. I would offer, I'm not going to because I'm so super busy right now, and I apologize. I would offer to copy these and mail them for you, but I just don't have the time. Plus, it's kind of like faded. So try your best to find this, Highland's Top Single Remedies. Remember I said it was in a little bitty pamphlet, and Mr. Patient blew this up for me. Second way I've learned is I've told you about Joette. Oh, I'm sorry the spinal fusion didn't work for you. And I've talked to many people it didn't. For me personally, it was the best thing I did. I'm sure I would be crippled right now. So I do believe you because that's been that's I'm sorry that hasn't worked. My grandfather had 17 back surgeries because they wouldn't work. So it's yeah. All right. I've told you about Joette Calabrese. Let me type it in, her name, but you can go to her website. I guess it's www.joettecalabrese.com. There's her name. That's who I learned from. She's got all kinds of free information. Yes, she sells things. She sells courses, but her passion is to share information. And I have learned from her through her videos, through her podcast, through her website. I have a good dear friend, Tabitha, and her daughter who went through some of the courses. So at the beginning, for that strep I was talking about a minute ago, that night I texted Tabitha and I said, please help me. And she told me exactly what the boys should take every 15 minutes for an hour. And then after that, every 2 hours. And it worked. It worked. So Joette, to me, is the be-all, end-all. I shouldn't say that because nobody's the be-all, end-all but our Lord. But she is my number one go-to. And in my opinion, and I haven't found anything different, she's the number one to go to in the nation. She has studied this and studied this. I can't afford one of her courses yet. I really want to be able to afford to take one of her courses because when I do, I'm going to share the information with y'all. That's my longing. Excuse me. Look at this while I drink some water. Here, there's a glare. So let me do this. I did buy this book from her. This is just kind of a little starter thing. It's not a course, but it's just a good starter. Mr. Patient and I decided this is where I would start. And he's on board with all this, by the way. Oh my, yes, absolutely 100% as much as I am. First thing I opened, Homeopathy for Pets. Let me just randomly open, okay, influenza. And here's the influenza remedy right here. Tamiflu. Let's see, what is it good for? In my opinion, it's good for flushing down the toilet. The end. Not going to talk about that anymore. I've tried it. It's worse than the flu. Rule of Fours. This book tells how to take the remedies. It also, so it'll tell, this book tells like 3 leading remedies for fever. Belladonna, I already told you that. Anytime something would normally call for Tylenol or Motrin like that, I go for Belladonna. So, but Little Miss Homemaker doesn't know what Tylenol and Motrin are. She's never heard of those. So, but she's still learning. She doesn't know acetaminophen and ibuprofen and all that stuff. But she knows, you know, I'll quiz her and I'll say, what do you do for a fever? She'll say Belladonna. I'll say, what do you do for muscle aches? She'll say Arnica. And also I've just not purchased, the first lesson was free, homeopathy course for children. So I'm excited about that, but it's not with Joette. Nox Vomica for fever, Pulsatilla for fever. And then over here, it tells you, you know, it'll tell the remedy and what it's used for. There's echinacea. Hepar sulf, that's what I used for strep. So anyway, this is my second, not in any particular order. This is my second go-to. Hey, Ellie, Kate, I am so glad you're here. Yay. All right, we don't have much time. I'm going to keep talking for the next couple of minutes. Throw out your questions if you have them. Give me your questions. We didn't talk about oils today, but we are going to quit on time because I have to go deal with my own stuff. What was that first again? I'm sorry. What was first? Oh, are you asking what was the first resource? Is that what you're asking? If you're asking that, Pam, my first resource that I gave was this app on my phone, and it's called Medicine Finder Boiron, Boiron. It's a free app, and it just tells you, like you punch in digestive problems, you might type in diarrhea, you might type in with cold sweats, and then it tells you what product. And a lot of times it's a boxed product. You might have seen these in the store, but a lot of times it's going to be one of these tubes. Okay, and these are the tubes. I got some oils on top, but here's the tubes. Here's one to help you sleep, Tonya. We're going to have to talk about sleep in another day, but there's one thing I have used. Also, magnesium, Tonya, to help you sleep. Soak your feet in, take a bath. I don't have a bathtub, but I soak my feet in Epsom salts. That's magnesium. You take magnesium powder. We've got one of those, the Calm powder, in our Amazon influencer link. Did you say you are not? I can't talk about oils today because I ran out of time. I will, if y'all want to talk about them, I can talk to you about the 7 companies I've used, why I've tried that many. I wanted to give everybody a fair shake, and I'll just go ahead and tell you, I mean, it's not really a secret, but we've used Young Living oils for 15 years, and through those years, I thought, you know, there's got to be just as good or better. So I have my opinions about that, but our go-to, our number one, our favorite is Young Living, and that's what we use so much of and most of, and we are distributors. I won't make any bones about that. If you're interested, like this is good for cough, my juniper. Here's my thyroid roll on. This is what helped my foot pain. We're going to talk about foot pain next week. Tea tree, good for cleaning. Aroma seeds. This is what my homeopathic practitioner recommended I needed to use on the back of my neck at one point. Stress away. Do I need to say anything else? A combination of 3 oils helped my plantar fasciitis, Valor, RC, and wintergreen. We'll talk about that next week. Oh, my favorite. Peace and calming. Let me just show you real quick if you haven't seen it before. Here's one of my oil containers. Like, we're serious about oils. I've been studying them for 15 years. Here's another one of my containers. All of these little things contain oils or inhalers. So we'll talk, if you're interested in talking about oils. Okay, and Fran says acid reflux causes cough. I've talked about that on here with somebody else. It might have been you, Fran. That was a very, very, very interesting thing that I learned from y'all. So thank you so much. And I'm no poster child for health. No, I'm not trying to be. I'm just trying to be a regular old mama sharing with y'all. And I'm working on my health just like y'all are working on your health. And so that's one of the things I'm working on. Acid reflux and the heartburn stuff, especially in the middle of the night. And it's weird, but anyway. So yes, we'll do a session on oil. So next week is supposed to be foot pain. Is anybody interested in foot pain? I mean, I don't have to talk about it. Plantar fasciitis, arch problems, bone spurs, all these things I've been through. If you're interested in that, then do that. If you're in, then, we'll do that next week. The week after that, we're going to talk about, we'll do the Zoom thing with Sis, the foraging in her yard. It won't be live. Excuse me. I'm sorry. It won't be live. But if I have Wi-Fi, I'll do a premiere, which means I'll be watching it with you and I can answer the questions. Okay. Then the next week, if y'all want to keep going, I didn't know if y'all would want to keep going with this. But as you can see, I can talk all day about this kind of thing. Here's some of my books I use, some of them. Let me, I told you about this already, and this was the third way that we know what to use. I'm just going to have to talk about it later, but this is our kit. This is, say, for example, cough, and then it gives you options. Now, you have to go, if you want to research more, which I do use a couple of websites, antimonium tart, Drosera, I've never heard of that one, Hepar sulf, Ipecac, and then the list goes on, phosphorus. See, it doesn't mention bryonia like the other did, but this is our health insurance. Well, the Lord is our health insurance. This is our doctor's office. That's what this is. Cured warts, Lyme disease, mold in the lungs, some emotional issues, PTSD, child tested, PTSD from womb trauma, adoptive child, cured. All right, I better go. Y'all know I can talk longer than I'm supposed to. What is this you're asking? This is, it's a remedy kit. It's 100 remedies. I don't remember how much it is, but I'm going to tell you it's not cheap. I seriously don't remember. It may have been $200. I'm throwing that number out there just to not scare you when you go look at it. I promise I don't remember, but I know we had to buy it as like a birthday gift for both of us because it was so expensive. But it's our doctor's office. Go to, and I don't have a link to give you or anything. I'm just sharing this, but it's Washington Homeopathic Products. Oh, here's the website. If somebody wants to type it in, go ahead. www.homeopathyworks.com. Here, I'll do it. Okay, that's what I use to buy this. Also buy from Amazon. Like I've asked you, if you don't mind using our link, buy these. It's 2 different brands. Actually, here we got 3 brands, 3 different brands. Okay. All right. Let me wrap up. Okay. So if y'all, like I said, if you're interested, I do want to talk about oils. Oh my stars, I love oils. I've been studying using oils for 15 years. And I'm not gonna, make any bones about it, because I don't, I'm always authentic with y'all, but we are oil distributors, so we do sign people up. But if you know me, I'm not pushy. I don't want somebody to go, here comes the oil lady, run. But I'm also passionate about it. I love it. And you can order something. You can order an oil between now and the time we talk about it. You can use you don't have to sign up. You can just order one thing and try it, a lemon, or if you want the allergy blend, it's lavender, lemon, and peppermint. And, I can help you. I can talk to you. I can help you order one thing. I will write down in the description box below here in a minute after we sign off. If you just want to try one oil and you're like, I don't want to sign up for nothing, well, that's okay. Hey, that's fine. But I'll show you how to order one thing using our link or our enroller number. If you do want to sign up, I'm going to tell you, I can't start talking about it now. I'll be talking about it for 3 hours. It's worth it. It is worth it to have oils in your life. It's worth it. And like I said, I've tried 7 companies, 7. And anyway, I better stop. What is Thieves oil? Thieves is a blend of, I think it's 5. Here's the doTERRA version. Here's my favorite version. I have my reasons. Don't judge. Thieves is a blend of clove, lemon, cinnamon, eucalyptus, rosemary. The legend or the story is that during the Black Plague, the thieves that would go in and rob people who had the Black Plague would put these oils on or spices on, and they would not get sick. That's where the name comes from. I love this. I'm telling you, you can see right now, we're not joking. And we have a very low income, extremely low right now. I mean, it's so low, we almost didn't have to file our taxes. That's the first time this has happened in our life because of our traveling and all that kind of thing. God is good. He provides. I'm pointing out to you that we still get oils on a regular monthly basis through the Essential Rewards program. We still do that. It is that important to us that we spend money. Now, we only have to spend $50 a month. To us, it's worth it. I mean, y'all, I can't wait to talk to you about oils. If you want to, we can talk about oils next week, and I could swap up the foot thing. Anyway, I'm happy to talk to any of y'all about oils. They've really made a difference in our life as well. Cleaning, health. I better go. I'm always over the time. I'm going to go now. I appreciate y'all being here. We'll come back next week. Y'all give me a thumbs up. I'm trying. Give me a thumbs up. And if you don't mind sharing this with your friends, I would really, really appreciate it, because we just want to spread hope. That's all I'm wanting to do. And I'm coming on here to spread hope and to help y'all. And yes, it is a sacrifice. I mean, I've got issue needs child that I'm having to go deal with here in a minute, emotional issues, and it's not easy. And I'm not whining. I'm just saying it. When y'all share and we grow the community, it truly helps me and kind of rewards my soul when that happens. I'm thinking, wow, I've helped somebody today. So thank you so much. Thank you. Hey, Sherry. Thanks to everybody. Thanks, Paul. I appreciate that. I'm going to start taking Bryonia for my dry cough. I've learned something today, and I hope that y'all will share this, and we'll see you, well, tomorrow on YouTube, Thursday. I've got a vegan recipe, my first one, from a sweet lady. Got a little young lady that is teaching me how to make a vegan coffee creamer that is awesome. Awesome. So I hope you'll tune into that tomorrow, which would be April 30th. And then Friday, we've got Field Trip Friday, and I'm going to give you a tour of the Hamner home, which is the original home of the Waltons, Earl Hamner Jr., his real-life childhood home. And then Saturday, I've got a collaboration that I've put together, and it's how to use leftovers. And I've got three guests three three channels every Saturday in May that are going to join in on this collaboration. So I've been working hard to bring some interesting content to y'all. But anyway, so thanks so much. I really appreciate y'all. I truly do. Look at all this stuff right here. I didn't even show you everything. This has been fun for me, and I needed this today. So thanks, and I love y'all. And blessed be the name of the Lord. Let's give him all the glory. Amen.